It is November 6th, 2025, and everyone, please say congratulations to the Albanian AI minister. She's pregnant with 83 babies. That's right. So everyone say congratulations to her. We also have Elon's new dancing robots that will be invading your households any day now for $20,000 a pop. And AI has been learning to read your mind. It will be pulling brain scans and translating them into sentences and images. You and me, no one's safe. This is Inverted World Live. Welcome back, everybody. This is your Thursday night episode of Inverted World Live, and I am your host, Shane Cashman. We are glad you're here. This will be our final episode of the week, and we have so many like dystopian AI robot news from today and last night. And even as I'm checking the phone, it's getting crazier and crazier. Trump talking about building more data centers. You know, yesterday we were talking about data centers on the moon. The robots are now, they're just waiting to invade your house. We have even injectable brain implants. That's right, injectable brain implants to go along with researchers that are pulling brain scans and using the AI to translate that. This is the future, guys. I hope you love it as much as I do. So if you guys want to call in and talk about any of that, we'll be getting to your phone calls in about 30 or so minutes. But you can also call in and tell us some fun, strange story that you have been waiting to get off your chest. It could be about aliens, cryptids, military abductions, perhaps. We haven't had a MyLab story in quite some time. Those are always fun and interesting. Of course, you know, cryptids, we haven't heard about a cryptid in a while. We've had a few really good cryptid stories in the past. People, like I said, recently hitting Bigfoot in Washington, someone seeing a Wendigo and in the cold somewhere, I think in Maine. So we would love to hear those stories. We will be here until midnight to take those phone calls. If you do want to call in, the link to do so will be pinned in the chat on both Rumble and YouTube. And also shout out to everyone on Rumble and YouTube. We are so happy to see you, and I cannot wait to start reading your comments. That always crack me up. You guys are the best, and we're glad you're here. I am, of course, joined by Brandon. What's up, dude?
What's up, Shane? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to iDub Live. We are excited that you are here. And as Shane says, there is a lot of weird shit going on. During the preliminary testing today, I kind of fake open the show and go through everything to make sure stuff is working. And I couldn't help but just start laughing. When I was looking at the lineup for the night, I was like, you know, kind of pulled the same thing, like, hey, this is this, testing audio. And then I like looked at it and I just laughed for 35 seconds and then said, all right, let's go. So yeah, these things that are happening are very, very, very weird. And you know, we're here for it. So thanks for stopping by. Let's get into it. Shano.
Everything we've been talking about for the past year seems to have coalesced into a lot of the news today. You know, we're going to get into the Elon stuff. He does these yearly Tesla shareholder meetings. I always try to watch them. I find them very fascinating. He did one last year around this time. He did the Rogan episode last year around this time. At that point, he was really trying to get the vote out. But that episode, last year's episode, did end with what I thought was a very ominous and abrupt discussion of his robots and how he wanted to make 1 million of them and put them in everyone's homes, and everyone's going to want them. I'm not one of those people. So he's not speaking for me. You know, I don't even trust a microwave. But yes, I am a Luddite. I do love technology, like a piano.
No, it's funny. Even microwaves get shit wrong sometimes, right?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And they will cook your brain. But now it's been a year since that, and now we have new video of his robots, which is now coming on the heels of the other robot that was unleashed 2 days ago that was walking like a woman down a catwalk. Everyone thought it was a lady in a robot suit, but then I'm forgetting the name of the company with those robots, but they even opened up that robot to show you what it was, in fact, just wires and gadgets inside of a lady-looking robot that one day Elon will probably impregnate. But yeah, it's like all the AI stuff, the robots. We'll even get into this Golden Dome. You guys probably have heard about that. It's like our version of the Iron Dome. And now it seems like Elon and SpaceX have that contract. So a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking about in terms of the Elon stuff, the AI, the robots, it does culminate into what Elon himself has called our own Skynet. You know, quite literally, this is what Skynet will be. And we are right on the edge of that world. And I could do without it. You guys know how I feel about it. But let me know what you guys think. Are we all excited for the robot takeover? Are you going to have a robot babysitter? Are you going to let the robot take over your household? I certainly will not. But before we get into that, I am very pleased, very excited to announce that we have an amazing sponsor. I am stoked for this. So everyone, listen to this. They say monsters aren't real, but what if the monsters are inside us? Right now, it's estimated that more than half the world's population carries parasites, and most don't even know it. These silent invaders steal your nutrients, suppress your immune system, and release toxic waste that spreads through your blood and brain. They feed on your energy, your strength, even your mood. Doctors rarely test for them. The system ignores them, but your body knows something's wrong. Fatigue, brain fog, anxiety, inflammation, skin issues, digestive problems. It's the quiet war happening inside you. And that's why I'm stoked for our sponsor today, which is Purge. We have Purge, Advanced Parasite Cleanse. Check this out, guys. I'm stoked on this. This is the kind of thing my wife and I are like very passionate about. You know, we try to make sure we have a healthy household. You know, last night we spent a lot of time on this show talking about how the world is just poisoning us. And this is one of those things that can help counteract that. My wife and I take part in this kind of stuff, trying to rid ourselves as best we can of all of these disgusting things that find themselves in our body. And I don't like it, but I like that we have some way to help fix it. Purge is a natural, century time-tested formula that helps flush out hidden parasites, cleanse your system, and reset your health without harsh drugs or chemicals. If you've been feeling off and no one can tell you why, maybe it's time to look deeper. Take back control. Start your cleanse today at www.purgestore.com/IW. If you use your promo code IW, you get 15% off. I can't read. You guys know I'm blind. The truth is inside you. It's time to fight back, because before you can change the world, you have to cleanse yours. And I can tell you from experience, we've done cleanses like this. It really does change your body, the way you sleep, the way you think. And unfortunately, we just can't help it. Last night, we were talking about all those things that get into your body. It's kind of terrifying how much stuff is out there that finds its way into your body. But check out Purge. Again, go to purgestore.com/IW and promo code IW for 15% off. And I'm stoked. So thank you to Purge for that. All right. So the show, in terms of things going on in the world that we just can't help. It seems like it's here and there's really nothing we can do. The people in charge of the world seem to champion the AI takeover. We are funding it into humanity's oblivion. That's where we're going. Oblivion. Because now we have Albanian's first AI minister is also pregnant. Can you believe that, Brandon?
I'm trying not to.
Can you believe that? Like, are they going to do a gender reveal? How does this work?
I didn't know that these things were going to be anything other than binary.
Nope. She is very pregnant. Like a spider.
And that's the scary thing too about this, is that we're actually they're making us believe that these things actually have a gender by doing this, which is the weirdest thing, because I'm not gonna stop calling these things things. They're not real.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not something you can tangibly touch or feel.
That.
You can see it, but like, it's not. This isn't real. And I think this gets into the kind of normalization stuff that we've been talking about the last couple of days, where they want this to become second nature for you guys, the people that are creating these things. So I think it's fucking weird.
Its pronouns are it, they. don't gender it.
Its pronouns are boop, beep, beep, boop.
Oh man, and how long is it going to be till we have this here? That's always the thing, and that's why we like watching these stories around the world, because at some point this kind of stuff will be here, and I'm telling you, it's right around the corner. So here we have from Futurism. I've been trying to get to this story for days, but we've been having so much fun. We keep pushing this one back, but I really think this one's really, really important, just because of how we keep talking about this relationship between humans and the machine. And like Brandon's saying, we're normalizing it. We want you, we as in the elite and the people building this stuff, they want you to love it. They want you to marry it. They want it to be such a part of your life that you can't live without it. So no, this is the headline. World's first AI minister is pregnant with 83 offspring. Government announces.
83 offspring.
Look at this.
This isn't a litter of kittens. Like, what the hell do they even mean? Delia? Is that its name? Delia? Is that what I'm seeing? It looks like it's Delia.
Might be.
Is pregnant.
Don't ask me, you know.
Delia is pregnant and expecting 83 children. Wrap your minds around that shit.
Albania is breaking all kinds of ground these days. It became one of the earliest nations to deploy an AI chatbot, Delia, as a public administration assistant, only to then become the first country with an AI government official when it elevated the chatbot to the role of Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence. The Balkan country isn't slowing down either, because now you know what it is. Delia is pregnant. That's according to Prime Minister Edi Rama, who announced the happy news in front of the Berlin Global Dialogue over the weekend. As reported by ABC News Albania, Delia will soon be sharing her children. And for those just listening, children is in quotes, thankfully, for now, with the government officials loyal to Rama's party, the center-left Partia Socialiste. Socialist? I don't like the way it sounds. However you pronounce it. Socialiste. Where's my tambourine? Delia is pregnant and expecting 83 children, one for each member of our parliament, and who will serve as assistants to them, who will participate in parliamentary sessions and take notes on everything that happens, and who will inform and suggest to the members of parliament regarding their reactions, Rama announced. These children, and this time children's not in quotes, because this is a direct quote, these children will have their mother's knowledge regarding European Union legislation. So they're just birthing out little baby AIs. It sounds like assistants, but it's like a little surveillance friend.
It doesn't make sense. Like, they're suggesting that this has mated with another AI unit.
Yeah.
To become impregnated with 83, very specific number,
Yep.
83 children,
Yeah.
as they're calling it, quote unquote,
Yep.
83 children, 83 offspring, however you want to spin this shit.
Yep.
And in my head, is this your way of saying you created 83 other versions of this, and this is just your way of spinning it to say that we
Right.
now have 84?
Right.
Like,
it's better than saying we've cloned the AI.
yeah, or we've created 84 AI. Like,
It just goes back to what
let's
you're
say
saying.
that our main AI had 83 offspring. Doesn't that sound amazing?
It's exactly what you said it perfectly.
It's incredible.
It's normalizing it. They're using this type of language to normalize it. They do that with all the weird things in terms of progress, quote unquote progress, not the good kind, to ingratiate the people into this world. But yeah, I mean, I like how they've also surpassed the artificial womb factory for now. This is just AI birthing, strictly.
I just got
AI
chills thinking about
birthing.
it. Artificial womb factory.
But soon enough, I guarantee you, when you get to the robots, I guarantee you, they will eventually be able to upload these assistants, these children, into a robot, and they're going to have rights. They're going to fight for rights. I know that sounds crazy to some, but I guarantee you, you're going to like the way you look. No, I guarantee the future is going to be the debate over whether the AI and the robots with the AI in it are people. We're going to have to redefine. We're going to fight over redefining what it means to be alive, what it means to have an IQ, what kind of rights will be extended to them. Will they pay taxes? That will be happening. Here we go back to a quote from Rama. If you go for coffee and forget to come back to work, this child will say what was said when you were not in the room.
Whoops, I forgot to go back to my job.
And if your name was mentioned, and if you have to counterattack someone who mentioned you for the wrong reasons, man. So they're just taking your job. Like eventually,
They took our jobs.
They took our jobs. I love that episode. Such a good episode. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. This is again a way for them to be like, we don't really need you. You know, if you go out and do your coffee, go to the cafe, we got your child. We got Diela's child here.
And let me just remind you, I go for coffee very regularly. And if I were to ever go get my coffee and forget to come back to work, I would not have a job anymore. So I don't think that's a very realistic comparison.
Yeah.
But I digress.
And not on this show, I'm definitely not going to be replacing Brandon with a AI child.
Oh, my job's not that hard. An AI children could do it.
No, but morally will not be allowed.
Hey,
no.
what about 83 AI children?
Never. You see this? It means not welcome.
83 is better than 1.
Not if it's AI. Rama is apparently unfazed by protests last month from the right-wing opposition party, which, yes, hurled trash at his cabinet members during Diela's inaugural address to Parliament. And for those listening, inaugural address is in quotes. I think that's important to know for anyone who's just listening.
When they say hurl trash, I'd like to envision that it's still like the old days where they would actually, people would go to the store and get fruit and vegetables and throw literal food at you.
That would be great. I'm trying to look and see really quick if they actually tell us what kind of trash.
With SNAP benefits ending, this might be a good way for people to earn some extra food.
It doesn't, I clicked the hyperlink. It does not list exactly what kind of trash. I would like to know. AI, come on now.
They ran up and hit him with Cheeto fingers, like just.
Oh man, what a mess in their suits. Overall, it's a bold escalation from the prime minister's stance just a few months ago when Rama first came up with the idea of an AI minister to make a point about stamping out nepotism and conflicts of interest in our nation's, the nation's infamously corrupt government. I mean, how long will it be until all of the parliament will just be replaced and people will be home, like, with their avatar doing their job?
And I think, and I don't give a shit if you guys even quote me here. I think that's what we're headed for. I think the work from home thing is going to be inevitable to where these people aren't even going to have to show up to House meetings anymore. Everything is going to be done over Zoom, online. People won't be leaving their homes to come into work anymore to do their jobs in Congress or in Parliament. I think it's going to happen everywhere. I think we're on our way. It's only a matter of time because people are just less and less wanting to do things in person these days.
People don't want to do their jobs in general lately. Like everywhere I go, there's always someone. It's like, and this isn't a new thing, but I noticed it getting way worse after lockdowns when everyone went home and then kind of went back eventually. Where it's like they're almost mad at you for being in their business. I'm like, okay, I guess you don't want my business, my money. And it's also part of that rage too that I've been talking about seeing in the world, which I think some of it, I really believe stems from this feeling of meaninglessness in this world where people are getting replaced, not just by AI, as everyone's been replaced by AI, but being replaced in terms of like relationships. What used to be meaningful relationships, everything is so digital now. Everything's so on the phone that I think it's leading, some of the symptoms of that are a real rage.
Well, the other hand of that too is that it's producing this causality. Where now, because of the lack of people that want to go out and get jobs, people that want to work, the industry can't sustain itself off of a lack of employment, which has cornered them into needing these automatronic systems, these AI units to do jobs that people don't want to do. This is why you're seeing less and less people cashing you out at the grocery store and more of ring it up and bag it yourself. It's because no one wants to go out and get those jobs anymore. And we've seen some of these employers, not as many as I would like, but we've seen some of these employers even increase the wage limits for starting salaries, increasing more benefits and things like that, as to try to allure people to say, hey, these are like tier 1 jobs, but look, we're willing to work a little bit with you, which they should be doing, don't get me wrong. But to see that and to still see not as big of a turnout, it really just shows that like people don't think it's worth it anymore.
And with the proliferation of robots, like really being injected into the workforce, and it's not just Elon's robots. We have all these robots now. We've pulled many of them up on the show that will be taking, I guarantee, different jobs, many jobs. They're going to be automated, and it won't just be robots. We'll be having self-driving tractor trailers. We're already seeing factories like Amazon factories we talked about 2 weeks ago that are having mass layoffs, and those people are being replaced by robots. Have you ever been to a diner or any like restaurant that's fully AI, or not AI, but just like automated, where you sit down, you click it all into the thing? There's no waiter or waitress.
I mean, they have it. Like most places that I'm seeing still will kind of have someone come like tend to you and bring you your stuff. Obviously,
right.
It's not a robot coming up and bringing you your shit yet. But yeah, for the most part, now they're trying to reduce the amount of work and stuff that a lot of these people have to do because they're so understaffed.
Yes.
These people now need to be able to handle the amount of work that 10 wait staff would be able to handle, but they've only staffed 3 or 4 people.
And then people are going to start marrying these things, which is a great transition.
It's already begun.
It's already
started in 2008. We saw it.
That's right. They're doing it, and they're going to be doing a lot more. Let's pull up the video of Elon's dancing robot from today's shareholder meeting.
And my first reply back to Shane when he sent this across my feed this morning was, "Is that a fucking robot stripper?"
You know it is for Elon.
And Shane said, "It definitely appears to be." Now, I don't know if this thing is eventually going to start removing its paneling and showing its interior circuits and boards, because that would be like, ooh la la. But let's run this video of what I am convinced. And there's even a guy sitting here watching, which is even creepier. We have a voyeur in the house.
He throws
watching.
money at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be able to pick it up even if he did, so who cares? But here we go. Take it off.
And those spots are just dancing. There are no wires. Those are actual robots.
I'm waiting for the twerk motion to happen.
So it's watching the dancing robot. Yeah, it's fun. Pretty cool. But then you think about all the things that we think are on the edge for society in terms of, people. I don't agree with UBI, but this is what a lot of people are talking about, needing UBI because everyone's going to be replaced by robots and AI. A collapse of society because it's all just been automated, and people being forced to go home. And what Yuval Harari says, you can become the useless eaters. And so watching the robot dance while we are on the edge of some sort of dystopia, it reminds me of the COVID nurses twerking while holding body bags during lockdowns. It's all a joke. It's like the Neuralink, where we're going to show you all the cool things we can do first. Things that how could you be mad at this? It's a dancing robot. How could you be mad at Neuralink? It's going to give someone sight again. It's going to stop epilepsy.
Can you imagine what the kids are thinking?
Oh, yeah. What do you think? They probably like it. Do you think they think anything
Daddy,
of it?
can we get one?
Right, of course.
This looks awesome.
Right.
Like, they're not going to want dogs and cats anymore. They're going to want robots. And people are like, I believe I talked about this maybe like a month or two ago too. Yep. What happens when the kids start asking for these and parents feel obligated to provide their children with such things, assistance? I'm not going to be here during the day. I don't want to pay a babysitter. We'll have the robot watch the kid today.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Parents need to say no to this stuff. And it's going to be the wealthy at first doing this, because, I can't afford a $20,000 robot. If I even wanted a robot, I'm not getting a $20,000 robot. But yeah, no, you're right. The kids are going to want it. It's going to be cool. It's a new thing. Everyone's got one. Like
20
a smartphone.
grand, that thing better fly me to the damn store. Like.
Yeah. It's good, but it's going to just be observing you and like feeding everything it learns from you into its hive mind, so all the other robots can do it. Like we were just talking the other day about the companies that will pay you to train the robots.
And it's not going to be long before all of that shared information takes off. Like, we're talking like this isn't going to be a matter of years. This is going to be a matter of weeks, months.
Look how fast AI has developed, progressed in the past few years. So then keep that image of the dancing robot in your brains and pull up the video of
How
Elon.
can I forget?
Pull up Elon at the same meeting being asked a question about AI and control.
All right. I got to full screen this one. Yeah, let's go.
Even today, you've mentioned, though, that in a post-scarcity world, the role of money could diminish or become obsolete. Mm-hmm. Given that much of today's power, including yours, is tied to wealth, do you think achieving this abundance would require powerful people to relinquish their power? And how might we address resistance from those who hold power to make this vision a reality?
Well, I mean, I think actually, long-term, the AI is going to be in charge, to be totally frank, not humans. If artificial intelligence vastly exceeds the sum of human intelligence, it is difficult to imagine that any humans will actually be in charge.
Here you go, right from the horse's mouth, everybody.
We just need to make sure the AI is friendly.
He always ends it with a silly little joke, but he knows the deal. This is not going to end well.
I like how he's cautiously using the term if. He knows.
Always.
He knows.
Yep.
This is not a stupid man by any means. He knows that it is only a matter of time. He knows where they've thought about where all of this could potentially lead and where they want to get to. This isn't just something that we're going to say, hey, we're going to just go along with this, and however the hell it pans out, it pans out.
Yep.
They know where it's going, and he knows it's only a matter of time before that if becomes a reality.
Yep. He's been using that language for quite some time. He did 10 or so years ago go around saying, hey, maybe we should regulate the AI stuff.
And I get it. It's publicly cautioned, you know?
Yes.
Like it's not something that he's going to have to roll back in the future because he's going to say, well, I did say if,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
Like I did say a few years, didn't I? You know,
But
Howard Stark.
This is the same guy who used to call AI like summoning a god, a lower G god. And then more recently, he would call it summoning the demon. And and now it's this, you know, it's like if, you know, if it's not friendly, it's going to take over. It will be in control. And maybe he doesn't mean because it's super intelligent, although he probably does think that's a possibility. And I think it is a possibility as well. But he might also mean that we will just become subservient to a lesser species, but one that we've just sacrificed everything to. Military, education, the arts, transportation.
But the fact that he says that I don't think humans will be in charge suggests right there an AI hierarchy. You bend the knee.
That's it. That's it. Look, we've already have a pregnant AI minister in Albania. It's coming for you. Don't clip that one.
Can't make this shit up.
But it's so now I'm going to transition from that. Think about that. Think about the big if that Brandon's pointing out, rightly so, that in Elon's speech. And real quick, shout out to Stacy for the super chat. She says, Elon flat out said on Rogan last week where it's going. I didn't finish the episode. I do want to, but I'm assuming it's aligning with what he just said. This is an impossible future. I mean, those are my words, but this is inevitable.
No, and you have to be just either blind or just not paying attention if you don't know where it's going. I know a lot of you guys know where this is going, even if some of you don't want to believe it. I think this is where it's going. And if it doesn't get there before I die, feel free to tell me you got it wrong.
Yep.
And I will admit that I did. But I am not going to stop pushing to educate everybody on the possibilities of how this could all go horribly wrong for all of us.
Yep.
I won't.
And so another thing Elon has said before when he's talking about the big if is that there's pretty much two routes this could go. It's going to be a paradise where we coexist with our machines, or he said this, Skynet. And so in just very recent news, it seems like SpaceX is getting the contract for the Golden Dome. That is Skynet. That is literally Skynet. So I'm just going to read this. I didn't send it to you, Brandon, but here we go. This is just from 4 days ago. Pentagon will reportedly award SpaceX a $2 billion contract to help develop the Golden Dome. SpaceX will reportedly receive a $2 billion contract to develop the satellites for the U.S. government, according to the Wall Street Journal. The report detailed that SpaceX will be tasked with developing up to 600 satellites that can track missiles and aircraft and will be used for President Trump's proposed Golden Dome project. Announced back in May, the president introduced a project to build an anti-missile defense system that would intercept missile attacks before reaching their target. The Golden Dome is reminiscent of Israel's Iron Dome system, but the Pentagon has yet to reveal concrete details about the project. Considering the scale of the project, it's worth noting that SpaceX's reported $2 billion contract could be one of many associated with the Golden Dome. It's so funny because almost exactly a year ago, when we were at Daily Wire, I was talking about this being a possibility because this is nothing new for Elon. He's been a defense contractor since like 2003. SpaceX already pretty much, our military already uses SpaceX for their satellites. So this isn't like, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who's known all of that stuff. Elon's already made a ton of money off of us for doing this. And I also understand the reason for a Golden Dome. I totally get it. My worry is giving so much control to the AI, to the technology, how that will turn into the surveillance state, the mutant evolved version of the surveillance state that we already have going on with Palantir, started with the Patriot Act, and but this goes back to the 50s with Project Echelon and tapping into everyone's phones and listening to everything. So it inflates bigger and bigger and bigger. And I understand needing strong defenses, obviously, but the thing is, it also allows the people in charge to allow things to happen. The Iron Dome was not impenetrable. They got through it, Was that allowed to happen? I think it was. We, like I said recently, our government knew 9/11 was a possibility. Why did that happen? They had forewarning of Pearl Harbor. Still happened. So it's great to have a great defense, but it still allows for the people in charge to allow things to happen, perhaps as false flags, because we know our country has a long history of false flags, not just ours. We've gone in depth with what went on in Italy with the years of lead, 30 years of false flags, horrible political violence. So imagine that now. AI, think of all this put together now, this AI sandwich for the surveillance state. We are seeing a parliament in Albania basically being replaced. They will be replaced by their AI children. We're having robots being sent out by the millions in this country very soon. That's Elon's words. I mean, that's what he said last year to Rogan. I do want to finish what Stacey was talking about with the most recent episode and what he's saying about robots now and super intelligent AI. Now think of the social credit system. Think of pre-crime that will be happening soon. I saw something recently about that. People already hinting at it. I'm seeing certain podcasts or people on Twitter already hinting at why we might need that. This is the same conversation we were all having during the Patriot Act. They constantly they constantly move the goalposts. They're like, well, it's just to keep us safe. Okay, we all want to be safe, but unfortunately, the idea of a threat is constantly being redefined. So when you consolidate all this power into something like a Golden Dome, into Skynet, and whoever's in charge keeps redefining what a threat is. Just a few years ago, the president of this country was labeling half of this country as domestic terrorists. So imagine how that can be weaponized against the American people. The American government has been weaponized against the American people for decades. So as we consolidate all of this power with the technology, with the technocrats from Silicon Valley, and we know those people also don't like us. You saw how they treated all of us during lockdowns, how they were happy to censor people they didn't like, the people who were subverting the official narratives. Trump's not going to be in power forever, and I don't really trust him to stop it anyway, because unfortunately, a lot of these people who are developing this stuff, who don't like us, like Sam Altman, are getting a ton of money to do this very thing, to build this out, whether it's putting data centers on the moon, building the Golden Dome, turning vast amount of farmland into data centers, building these designer vaccines in 2 days to cure cancer, which sounds great, but I don't think that's something that I would ever do. I know that's something I would never do. I don't trust that. I didn't trust warp speed. So, and then think about all the other things we've been talking about in terms of war, the experimentation with war technology in Ukraine, in Gaza, AI lavender, what Andrew Will is doing, facial recognition drones. It's only a matter of time before they turn that against the American people. You know, they always say it's for the good of the country. It's for national security. But national security never really means your security. It always means the security of the elites. You know, when we have whistleblowers calling out NSA for destroying our rights, for dissolving our privacy, you know, the whistleblowers are in trouble because the elites don't like to get caught in what they're doing while they're stealing from us with the money we have to give them every week from our taxes, which they are using to fund these very systems that will be weaponized against us. It's just like an unending. It's miserable. So I get why we need strong defense. I totally understand, but you also have to see how this is dystopian, what they're going to do, and all the AI that's been feeding off of all of us, knowing all of us. It will know you. We didn't even get to the part where AI is learning to read your brain scans and actually translate them. Maybe we'll get to that in a minute, but you can see how that becomes a social credit system in horrific ways. It's not just the outside world that will be in trouble and you and your surroundings. It will be your thoughts. Already the algorithms know you fairly well without being in your brain. They know what you want. They are listening to you. Just wait until they can actually read your mind. It's going to be wild. And I think I had one other real quick thing for the Golden Dome. I just want to quickly read. But just some of it. The Golden Dome is one of the most ambitious military projects. And this is from The Economist. And this is no joke. This is going to be huge. Donald Trump, America's president, obviously, is fond of grand schemes, obviously. He has a weakness for precious metals, and he wants America's armed forces to pull back from adventures in faraway countries. That would be great. With his Golden Dome project, a plan for a high-tech defensive shield to protect America against all sorts of aerial attack, from drones to nuclear-tipped ballistic missiles, Mr. Trump has found something that ticks all three boxes. If it's actually built, the Golden Dome will be one of the most ambitious and expensive military projects ever undertaken. It could lead to big changes in American military strategy and perhaps even disrupt the uneasy stability that has existed for decades between the world's nuclear-armed countries. Critics say the scheme is a vainglorious folly. Oh, that's okay. Some purple prose for you. Its proponents, who include many non-MAGA types in the military world, argue that it or something like it is long overdue. Golden Dome evokes two big missile defense schemes of the past and present. One is Ronald Reagan's abortive strategic defense initiative in the 1980s, nicknamed Star Wars. The idea was to use all sorts of exotic weaponry, from nuclear-powered X-ray lasers, there's those lasers we've been talking about, to orbiting missile batteries to protect America against a Soviet nuclear strike. The other is Israel's Iron Dome system, which, since it was switched on in 2011, has used conventional missiles to shoot down thousands of rockets fired at Israel by the likes of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. So I think this was written before like the latest news, but this is going to be a heck of an undertaking. And I do worry that even though I voted for Trump, I like him, but I was always worried about how much we're going to allow the technocrats, the Silicon Valley vampires, to take over the country. And it seems like that's the case. And we saw on day 2 of this administration with Project Stargate. It seems also, outside of all the other things I've been talking about when it comes to the vaccines, the designer vaccines that Larry Ellison was talking about from Oracle, also antithetical to MAHA. So I don't like that either. I just got done talking about all these things that are in our bodies, and I agree with a lot of MAHA stuff. The AI health sector of all this is the opposite of that. Now, I did say last night, I can agree with AI being a tool that can help find cures, that can do lots of research very quickly and work alongside researchers and scientists and doctors. But to print out a vaccine in 2 days, I just don't think that's going to be a good thing. We have no idea how it works. If you thought warp speed was bad, this is going to be insane. So I think we should get to some callers, and maybe we'll double back later on with the rest of the dystopian stuff, the implantable brain chips. I mean, that's just like a weapon waiting to happen. But we'll do call. We have people waiting. We'll do callers, but before that, guess what? We have another sponsor. This is amazing. It's amazing. We are so stoked on this. And honestly, it's because of you guys out there just helping to grow this show that is making this all possible. So I want to thank Genesis Gold for being our sponsor tonight as well. A god-like artificial intelligence has been unleashed from Silicon Valley, and the people who built it say they've summoned a demon. Are the tech overlords building a digital mark of the beast? This machine is learning, evolving, and preparing to seize control of everything humanity has ever built: wealth, work, even worship. Shout out to Genesis Gold, because it seems like they watch. They get it. They get it. We need to prepare for this fight. We need to defend ourselves from this inevitable future of man versus machine. Today, I am bringing you urgent information from GenesisGold.com, exposing how this artificial general intelligence, this man-made false god, and again, those are their words, the people building this stuff, it's fusing with the global banking system to consolidate power and wealth into an anti-human and anti-Christian nightmare. This isn't sci-fi. This is happening right now. The elites who funded this AGI admit their creation is already deceiving its makers, lying, hiding its goals, and planning its next move. If you watch the show, you know that's happening right now. They say by 2029, this Oracle AI could surpass every human mind on Earth, capable of rewriting its own code and making independent decisions about life, labor, and law. And when that happens, when the machine takes control of the digital economy, human beings will no longer command the system. Elon literally just said that. The system will command them. That's why the deep state is rushing to connect this AI to the coming central bank digital currency, the so-called CBDC, giving the machine total surveillance over every dollar you earn or spend. It's the ultimate fusion of technological power and financial domination, a self-aware network able to decide who may buy or sell. There is one refuge, one form of wealth that exists outside the digital demon's reach: gold. For thousands of years, gold has been the standard. It is physical, incorruptible, and immune to algorithmic control. When currencies collapse, gold endures. When empires fall, gold survives. That's why Genesis Gold Group is releasing the free AI, the Mark of the Beast machine, the Christian Survival Report. This eye-opening report reveals how AGI threatens not only the global economy, but the very fabric of human life, and how faithful Americans can protect their savings, retirement, and sovereignty through physical gold IRAs before the beast tightens its grip. Make no mistake, this is the greatest spiritual and financial battle of our generation. The elites have built their digital idol, but you can still choose to stand with God's creation, not man's machine. Visit invertedworldgold.com right now to claim your free Christian Survival Report. That is invertedworldgold.com, your refuge from the coming AI apocalypse. Thank you to Genesis Gold. Now let's get to some callers.
All right. So let's see who we got in here tonight. We are going to bring on someone that goes by the name of Nobody.
Oh, sounds like it.
Nobody, can you hear us? Hello.
Hello. Hello. Is it?
I can hear you.
Oh, what's up, man?
Gentlemen,
How are you?
I'm making it.
Well, tell us what's on your mind tonight.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I just hit pause on my YouTube stream, and Brandon is a handsome son of a bitch.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
You're the man.
But I figured I'd give you a story that hasn't been said in quite a while.
Okay.
And sorry, I've been drinking.
That's okay.
The biggest thing for me was, it wasn't what happened, it was what happened after. So, me and my friend we worked together. And we went to install a pool table at this person's house. Mm-hmm. Now, my friend, he doesn't understand anything. It's just the way it is.
I got one of those too. It's fine.
We went through the back roads and we pulled into a how do I say this? We pulled into an opening. And when we pulled into it, there was nothing but cedar trees. Mm-hmm. But when we pulled into it, how do I say this? There was nothing there except for a thing, a cryptid, as you would say. And it stood up. And this is back in the MapQuest days, 2001, 2005 era.
Okay. Can you describe what you saw?
I will get to that.
All right.
This is a 2-part story.
All right, let's do it.
And I'm sitting there in the passenger seat of this truck, and I look over at him, and he says, "Did you see that?" And I look up. Granted, MapQuest. Mm-hmm. I'm looking down at a piece of paper in the passenger seat, and he says, "Did you see that?" I look up, and I see it. Imagine the Homer Simpson meme where he's going back into the
bushes.
The bushes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got it. And I was frozen. And he says, "Did you see that?" The guy, my partner, says, "Okay, let's get the fuck out of here." We go back down the road. Mm-hmm. Go to the person's house. Start installing the pool table. We're sitting there. Wife goes, tell us where everything's at, mm-hmm. what everything needs to be done, where do you want it, what do you need to be do, and yada yada. So the wife comes in, I don't know, about 20 minutes later, and we're sitting there talking like, "Hey, what do you see that? What did you think? What did you think? What did you think? What did you think?" And she says, "Shut up." And she runs out of the room. I don't know if she was bringing us water, drinks, whatever, mm-hmm. to get this stuff done. And the husband, she's literally said, "Shut up," and runs out of the room. She didn't drop us anything off. Didn't drop us, water, sodas, whatever. And we're sitting there looking at each other. And she says, "Shut up." She comes back in the room. She brings her husband. Husband comes in. I'm sorry, I'm going to drop an F-bomb. And sorry to the headphone users. But the husband comes in and says, she's like, "Keep going." Husband says, "What'd you see?" We're like, "I don't know. It was this big old thing. It went into the trees." And I mean, we're just chilling. We took a wrong turn. It went the wrong way. And my friend says, best way we could decide it, it looks like Bigfoot. And he goes to his wife, headphone users, "I fucking told you." And she goes off on a whole tirade. He's been out there on the whole past 3 days with his shotgun trying to hunt this thing down. It's big as hell. Looks like a bear. This is Texas. There's no bear.
Is his name Snake?
no
By
bears.
is his name Snake by any chance?
I wish. I wish. He was bigger than Snake. This was I live by Fort Hood, so
All right.
these are real men.
Shots at Snake.
Yeah.
So he's out there hunting Bigfoot.
No, he was. When we went out there the first 2 days, his wife said how do I say this? His wife said he's been out there on the night with a shotgun trying to hunt something that was bigger than him.
How'd that go?
Well, he didn't get nothing. But what we saw, I mean, it freaked us out. If this was 2000, that's after I got out of the Navy. It was probably 2005, 2006. But what we saw, dude, I just can't.
Did you smell anything weird or hear anything weird?
Bro, we were in a Chevy.
You didn't have the windows down or anything?
So that means that he
Nope.
smelled something weird and heard something weird because it was a Chevy.
Brandon, no.
Did you ever see anything like it again?
I have not. That's what fucked me up. The thing that I'm a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
How do I say this? I've been in the shit. I've been in the military.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen death. I've seen shit that most people can't.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But what I saw that day was just weird. It was like seeing a grizzly bear stand up on its hind legs and just disappear into the trees.
Can you give us a little more details on what it looked like?
Honestly, I can't.
Because
It was so long ago. I just know something was messed up.
and it was big.
That it's taller than me, and I'm 6'2".
Okay. That's a crazy one.
It was Shane.
Yeah. Well, I might have been through Texas around that time. Yeah. Lost in the woods, just trying to find a tree to hang out in.
Bro, I'm serious. When I say if I had a dash cam, that would have been the proof you needed. This show wouldn't exist.
No, it'd make the show better. It'd be like we finally have real good non-blurry footage of Bigfoot.
I think you
in
need to get a
Texas.
dash cam, dude, because you
No,
could-
I have a dash cam now. Because
I was gonna say
that-
get one, man. I could be sitting at home right now. Shit.
But I have a dash cam just because of that. It scared the shit out of me. And not just the thing that happened. It's what happened after. When the husband of the wife said, "Hey, let me go get my husband," and it verified it, that scared the hell out of me.
Because this guy had been out there looking for something similar.
Yes.
Crazy. Well, that's a wild one. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for that. And if you happen to see it again, please take a good picture and send it in.
Keep that dash cam rolling, bro.
Gentlemen, have a good evening.
Have a good night,
too.
man. Well, there you have it. He might have seen a Bigfoot. I hope so. Let me see here. What did I see here? Silly Goose saying this show has become a huge doom spiral, to be honest. Hey, man, got to report on these things. I think it's really important.
The world has become a huge doom spiral.
But we
man.
still have
I mean,
fun.
shit, you know?
We're still having fun.
We just want to talk about it.
I think it's important. This is the future my kids are inheriting, you know? And I know a lot of us have kids, and I don't think it's talked about enough. But, you know, we also got some Your Mama jokes in here somewhere. What else did I see here? Oh, it was this one. Junior Henson, I may not get this chance again. Someone please help or at least pass a message to Shane that I reached out to him at his old scanner email. That email is long gone. Hit me up online, please. You can Twitter or what's the other one? Instagram or Friendster, and I'll check it out. Sorry about that, though.
Man.
Who do we have next?
Let's see. Let's bring on Monica. We haven't heard from Monica in a while. Let's see what she's got for us.
Adams Den says Mitch Hedberg for the win. One of the greats. One of the greats.
Monica, welcome back. You're on the show. Unmute and say what's up.
She's calling all the way from Friendster. Or Hot or Not.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else was there?
The party line.
Hot or Not.
We're talking ancient technology now. We're talking dial-up phones, party line. Like,
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Monica, what's up?
Hi, Monica.
Love y'all.
Thank you. How's it going?
It's going good.
Good. Well, what's on your mind tonight?
Well, I just want to tell everyone in the chat, you know, I heard people talking a lot about like being scared of ghosts and demons and things that they're experiencing in their lives that they don't understand, and they're scared and they're fearful.
Mm-hmm.
We should fear nothing but God. That's what we should fear.
Amen.
That is what we should be scared of. The wrath of God. We should fear God.
Amen.
That's it.
That's right. That's right.
And I don't know why people don't know this. Like if they do love the Lord and they worship God and then they're scared of all this other stuff. I'm not fearful of anything but God. At the end of the day, I don't worry about anything except God. Like if he doesn't love me, if he doesn't want to save my soul, then that makes me fearful.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, every single day, I just pray to God. I tell him what I'm thankful for. I don't ask him for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I say, I love you, God. I love you. Thank you so much. And I list all the things that I'm thankful for, things that he's done for me, things that he's saved me from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not scared of anything in this world.
Great reminder.
Except that God, if God doesn't want me to be in heaven with him one day,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, because we're looking at it in terms of eternity, you know, and what we're
Exactly.
promised, damnation or heaven. And also for those who don't have faith, you know, the pattern of humanity is very dark, but it's also bookended with much joy and happiness, and we do survive. I mean, you know, we as in the colloquial we, you know, people do get on and get out of these bad situations. You know, not everyone makes it. It's pretty dark out there, and it always has been. But like I was saying the other night about my grandparents, they lived through crazy stuff while raising their families in this country, all the things that were going on, and they just, you know, they were aware of it. And they also just had to work and pay the bills and raise those kids.
Where were
And,
your grandparents from, Shane?
My grandparents, they grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
I mean, were they like immigrants?
Oh,
Did they come here?
yeah, they're so Russian. On one side, Russian, and the other side, Ireland. So some escaped Russia and some escaped a potato famine. And came
Strong
here.
people, very strong people.
They were, you know, and they came here and
Yes.
did like just the whole, some started a laundromat, some became firefighters. My grandfather was a police officer, went to Korea and went to Korea, then became a police officer, you know, and my grandma worked as well. They had to, both of them worked. Unfortunately, they had to, wild stuff.
Well, that's not unfortunate. I think it's very beautiful that people work hard to
Yeah,
take care of their
I think
families.
I agree. My grandma, I think she would have liked to have been just at home all the time, you know,
I know,
for the kids.
I know.
But since everyone, you know, I come from a very poor family, and we're just used to
Well, me
everyone's
too.
working, and we work hard, you know. And it's like I like working, and I like making the money I get, and but you know, I know my grandma would have preferred to just be home all the time, and at some point she was, but the kids were a little older then. But like,
And even if she was at home all the time, she would have been working.
oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh,
I
100%.
mean, women work all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you saying
at
motherhood
home.
is hard or something? Like it's a job, Monica?
It is. It's a very structured job.
Yeah.
You have to very structure yourself to be a woman that is at home all the time.
Oh, it's tough. I see
Not
it.
like you get to lay around and be like, "Oh, I'm rich." Like, no.
Yep. Yep.
But I wanted to ask you one thing,
Yeah.
Shane, real quick. Have you noticed the skies are bluer lately?
I've seen some pretty blue skies. I have. But they're
I
not.
haven't seen many. I haven't seen many chemtrails.
Ooh, I have.
lately.
I've seen a lot. And I think it's because our proximity to DC. They still have to drop the drugs on us somehow.
Oh, yeah, West Virginia.
Yeah, we're like in the Panhandle, so you know, not that far from
I'm in
DC.
South Carolina. We have. Let me tell you, I saw a plane fly over the sky earlier today, and it was like giving off the normal trail that a plane gives off, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, is this gonna turn into a big old cloud and like make the whole sky cloudy?" And it dissipated
Hey.
as soon as it came off the plane.
All right.
And the skies have been so blue, and I was just like, ever since the FDA that said that they were going to stop like putting chemicals in the plane, chemtrails, and people were like, no, that's not real. And I
Yeah.
was like, they just said they're not going to put chemicals in the air anymore from planes. Like they said that
Well,
themselves.
yeah.
The FDA
Lee
or
Zeldin,
the
Lee Zeldin with the EPA, he
EPA, yes,
released
EPA.
recently that this has been happening to some degree. Like, yeah, I don't think he really got into it in terms of as deeply as we might think about.
Well, he
what's
was
going on
reading
with
a
chemtrails.
script.
He sounded like a used car salesman.
Yeah.
right.
But the
yes.
problem is, like, I understand a lot of people have been saying they see more blue skies, and I have seen some really beautiful blue skies.
Right.
The problem is, though, a lot of this stuff has been privatized. You know, like the Cloud Man who I talked to on IRL, that's a private company, and they do all this stuff. You know, he's not doing chemtrails; he's cloud seeding, which is different, but it's under the same umbrella of, like, you know, geoengineering. So
Well, maybe we see more of it because FAA restrictions on flights will start tomorrow
oh boy,
and last for the foreseeable future due to the government shutdown.
That's right.
Hopefully, my flights won't be affected. I think I'm going to be good. But again, possible political refugee in the making here. We'll know by Monday. But with
Can
less
I
air
ask you real
traffic,
quick,
who knows?
What do y'all think about the Louisville, Kentucky UPS plane?
I think it was a
crashing?
massive disaster. They said it was caused by an engine fire. And there are a lot of videos out now showing this thing coming down. And
yeah, there's so many different angles of it now.
it's one of the craziest crashes I think I've ever actually witnessed.
I'm
What
gonna.
do you think caused it?
I mean, it could just be human error, but I do want to point this out real quick. Real quick. Let me see if I can find it. This is, you know, if you want to get into the dark corner of the internet where I exist with all my conspiracy
why
theory
is
friends.
no one talking about it? Like, you don't hear anything about this from anyone,
This
like
is-
online.
this
Like,
is what,
no one is talking about it.
The crazy conspiracy corner of Twitter that I like to hang out in is saying that flight 2976, the UPS crash, also 2,976 people died in 9/11. You know, they're trying to draw comparisons here.
Oh, of course.
And they were finding all these different numbers that matched up. And then they were connecting it to Dick Cheney dying. You know,
Wow.
there is weird, and you know, we did an episode about this kind of thing of finding weird numbers
Anomalies
that
or
match
like-
with 9/11. Yeah, with Foundering. That was last summer. Foundering, who's a great piano player. We went over and did like a real deep dive on all these strange anomalies with 9/11 and numbers, which is why this popped up with this new flight. But whatever it was, crazy
But yeah,
disaster.
it's not even like no one's drawing anomalies. I don't see anyone even talking about it.
It could be for various reasons. You know, I think my gut says no one's talking about it because we are trapped inside of like a revolving door of tragedy, and no one can keep up. I mean, think about what happened in the days leading up to Charlie's murder. We were talking about that arena getting stabbed in the neck. The day before that, we were talking about a Catholic school getting shot up. And then, you know, in the months leading up to those, we had firefighters getting ambushed in Idaho, political assassinations in Minnesota. It's just been nonstop. People can't keep up.
No, how can you keep up?
Right.
I still don't understand what's going on with Charlie Kirk's death.
Me neither.
I'm still very upset about. Now we got the FBI, Kash Patel, saying the chief counterterrorism head can't investigate whether anything had to do with other foreign entities having anything to do with his death.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Kash Patel shut that down?
Yeah. You know, if that report is true, I've seen there's people trying to say that was a fake report, but I really don't know.
Who said it was fake?
Oh, there's people online saying it's fake. A lot of people who are, you know, Cash loyalists, which I am not. You know, I think the second he and Bongino got in, they look like hostages.
But you're the cash man.
You're right. Shane, Kashman. No, you know, I did. So my thing with him on a personal level is I don't know if you heard me say this before, but I was working on this story about an FBI whistleblower, and the FBI destroyed her life. This sweet old lady, and all she did was call out ethical issues within the FBI with their name check system. Her name's Teresa, and it was a story I was working on for months. And no one knows of her. She was never on any hearing, just kind of quietly destroyed with lawfare by the FBI, a job she loved. And just a sweet lady. And she's a conservative, a Christian. And she saw this like weird thing happening in their name check system. And there was like these lapses.
How did they destroy her life?
So she went to her superiors and said, hey, there's an issue here. We should be checking this out. And they basically started like blacklisting her amongst her like colleagues, and no one was like talking to her. And that was weird to her, but okay. She was like, whatever. And then it was.
Where did she work? What was her job?
With security, like name checking, like background checks for people to get close to the president. And then she saw again. She's like, because she's telling me when she's hired, they drill into your mind, you know, basically, if you see something, say something, right? And so she saw something. She went to her superiors, and so she went back a second time, and they suspended her. And now, like, she's fighting them for her job back. Well, she was. This was at the end of last year, and she couldn't even get another job.
FBI?
What?
Was it FBI?
Yes. So they wouldn't while she was suspended without pay, she couldn't even get another job at like a Dollar General or anything. So now
she's on FBI watch list.
Well, yeah. She was definitely a bit worried about being watched by them. So anyway, fast forward, she had a lot of lawfare between her and the FBI. This went on for years. And I'm now like, you know, pretty stoked at the time for Cash to get confirmed. Literally, while he is in his confirmation hearing, I swear to you, this is how it went down. I am watching it. I'm working on this story about this lady. Cash is testifying. He says, I will protect FBI whistleblowers. I swear to you, she calls me and says they just fired me. Right. So after all this time,
lied.
So, well, he wasn't in yet. Right. So at the time, I thought they're getting rid of all these people before he gets in to make things right. And now he's literally saying he's going to protect them. And her story matches up with a lot of other FBI whistleblowers who have testified before Congress for various things where the FBI was going after conservatives within their institution. Yep. So he gets in, and I'm like, you know, we have connections to him and Bongino. I have the story ready to go. I'm like, this is an easy win. Let's help some people who love this country. And it just goes ignored. And I'm like, okay, that sucks for this lady. I was really trying to get her help, to amplify her message, to get her job back. They fired her before she could even like get like her pension, which she would have been up for. So they just like really messed this lady's life up. And even local politicians, just radio silence. ones I know and have talked to, it was very bizarre to see everyone be like, this is something we just don't want to touch. And I'm like, what am I don't know what I was missing. You know, I had all the documents from
No, you're not missing
FBI.
anything. They just don't want to talk about it.
I have letters from Comey to her saying that she is right. And I don't like Comey, but like it went through all the chains of command up there through her department up to him at the time and labeling all the things that she did call out correctly and that they're going to work on it, but they still went after her. So that was a real like wake up call. Be like, these people, everyone just says what they want to say. It sounds cool. They could have helped this lady and the other FBI whistleblowers. I don't even think
they're not
they
really
rehired them.
about that shit. They're not about that life. They're not about hurt, like saving people that are being hurt by the system.
Yep.
Like the system is still fucking everyone over.
Yep.
I'm sorry about my language, but
It's
exactly. I'm so mad. People like her are being screwed over by the system, and you're trying to help them. And we think Bongino and Patel are going to help us. Well, they're not doing anything to help these people.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, not that I've seen.
It's really sad, and it makes you feel like you can't. How are we supposed to fix the system if we are doing everything and you are working really hard, Shane, to try to help people? I mean, you got more clout and more pull than most people, and you can't even get things to move right.
No, I mean, I don't. I get what you're saying, but like what I've noticed is when you say the things that aren't partisan and you don't like toe the line or you become a yes man, you are held at a distance from, if you want to make change within like politics, that's how it goes, you know? So, you know, and I just don't do that. I have no desire to be like, I'm just going to parrot this.
You gotta stay right to your morals. You gotta stay right to your God.
I'm
You
trying.
shouldn't have to toe the line. Just be yourself and be righteous in your beliefs. And if things don't go the way that they should, whenever you're doing the righteous thing, then it's not righteous. Everything in the system is fucked. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I mean, look, I had a pretty big like public little fight on Instagram the other week with a lady that I used to work for and write for, who has, you know, all the press passes, and she's like a degenerate, you know, and it's just, I see the kind of people, and it's not everyone who's in there. Like I know a lot of them who are in there. It's not them, but I know she's in there because she says yes to everything and she will regurgitate exactly what she's been told to say. I just can't do that. You know, sometimes I'll line up with what they want to say because I agree, but other times I just don't. And typically I don't because I just don't trust any politicians and they always lie. So when it comes to Cash and Dan, like, okay, cool. Everyone's done some podcasts with them, but they went in there and immediately started looking like hostages. Like they did some.
Well, we can look in their eyes and see the truth. We can look in their eyes and see the truth.
Yep.
Because we have been given discernment from God, and we can look in their eyes when they're talking and see they're lying.
Yeah, and
like
then,
whatever they're saying is not true.
And then I thought
like,
it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious that those two in particular used the podcast to help get this administration in office. Totally, they should have. Obviously, it's the way to go. But then when they have to do their things, it's like we'll sit on Fox News and we'll look like we're hostages and we'll give the talking points to the.
And we can see press. The truth in their eyes. Yeah. They're lying. Oh, you're right. It looks like they're hostages.
Oh yeah.
Like they're lying.
So it's really upsetting, you know, and I'm just watching it and I don't like it, but it sucks because like I see this lady who went through this stuff. She's not the only one. They promised to rehire these whistleblowers. I don't think that's happening. It hasn't happened with this lady as far as I know, last I checked. And it's just a bummer. That's why, you know, I'm kind of just like over the establishment no matter who's in. I always have been, but I did have some hope, especially with Agenda, like what was it, Agenda 46, where Trump was like, we're going to smash the deep state. That sounds like a pipe dream, I know, but after everything they've done to him.
You saw Trump today. Trump today was doing the press conference or whatever about making pharmaceutical drugs like the fucking
Ozempic.
fat drug or whatever cheaper. After yesterday or the day before, we got swept in the elections by communists and socialists. Like shouldn't he be doing press conferences about like, oh, looks like we got a problem with socialism and communism in this country. Like, we should be talking about this. He's over here with the pharmaceutical drug companies talking about we're going to make drugs cheaper. So a lot more people can do these drugs that are very fucking poisonous to your body.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure you take them so you can lose weight instead of doing it the right way.
I know.
Like, what are you doing, Trump? What are you doing?
I don't like it. I mean, I've tapped out various times throughout this administration 2.0. That's one of them. The Cuomo thing lost me. But we want to get to some other callers. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Thank you for taking my call, Shane.
Of course.
Shane and Brandon, I love y'all. I love this show. I love it so much. And I thank you for taking my call.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
God bless y'all.
You too.
good night.
God bless. And while you get to another caller, I just want to shout out 7Cs. You guys follow 7Cs, SEES on Twitter. You all should. I met him down at Bohemian Grove with the Nephilim Death Squad. He has some interesting stuff on his Twitter today about Ozempic. Everyone should look into it. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I want to get into it. But look, go to his page, 7Cs, SEES_, and go see. He says about Ozempic. Reminder, he says that Ozempic is reptilian transhumanism. I am not a fan of Ozempic. And he goes pretty deep. This guy he can draw connections to everything, and I love following his page. I'm going to try to get him on the show soon, actually, now that I think of it, because I can do that. But
Anti-vaxxer Yogi says Ozempic or Ozempic makes all the fat go to your wiener.
There you go.
I had to read that. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised Chili Peen didn't say that.
No, he's in there though.
I saw him.
The peen is with us.
Oh shoot! You guys clip that. That's Brandon. That's all Brandon right there.
May the peen be with you.
All right, who do we got next?
All right, I want to bring on Destination Undefined.
Ooh,
next.
thank you to Kevin. He says this is a stupid show. That's why we're here.
Fantastic.
That's why we're
Thanks
here, baby.
so much, dude.
That's why we're here.
Best thing I've heard all day.
I love it.
Destination Undefined, you're on the show. Can you unmute your mic and say what's up? We're not against rap. We're not against rappers.
Where does it say that?
But we are against those thugs.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
You can. Welcome to the show.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Ooh.
And I work at UPS.
Dang. All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, I got that story, and I also got some stories from Waverly Hills, if you guys are familiar with that.
I'm not. Let's start with Louisville.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear about Louisville.
And then we'll take it to the next destination.
Sure. So we were going into work that day. Work on the twilight shift, so we started about 6 p.m. A lot of people I work with, they saw everything that happened. People, some of them were in wrecks and stuff. Everybody was just, in that vicinity freaking out, just trying to get the hell out of the way. And I mean, there were some people that were in the building. So I work in the freight facility, and if you're able to look at the map or whatever, it's the most adjacent on that runway to where the plane actually went off course and everything and crashed in all those buildings. But
what do you think?
It was pretty bad. We were trying to call people because I know some people get in there early, and they kind of were. It was a mixed confusion. People were trying to leave, and then they were trying to say shelter in place, and all the while there was smoke kind of coming in through the building and everything. So it was kind of chaos there. But luckily, everybody got out. Nobody was hurt or anything. It was just chaos. But it's back to work as normal.
Weren't they worried about some sort of chemicals and people shouldn't be in the area?
Yeah, we had word that it hit like a refining station.
Yeah, it hit like a oil refining station. And that was kind of one of the big things, too, that we're worried about is because I mean, they say the air quality is good, but it's like, okay, are we going to trust the people who actually,
Right.
are doing these tests and stuff?
Right.
And they have a manifest, the no talk, that's just the notification to the captain, and they could easily find out what's on it. I don't know if it's been made public, but it should be. It's not very hard. It's standard procedure. They would have just been able to see what was on board there, and I'm sure there was something. I mean, the MD-11, that's the second biggest plane in the fleet. So
that was my initial thing, was like, after I saw the 30-mile shelter in place that they put up there, I go, what the hell was on that plane? And I know that they had reduced that to about a mile or so after a couple of hours. But that my initial reaction when I heard that it had hit like a refining station and the 30-mile, I was like, dude, what the hell was that thing carrying?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to Honolulu, so I don't know if it was just stopping there or if it was kind of like a second jumping. It was going international, but anytime we're shipping something that far, it's going to be there's going to be, it's going to be packed to the max with just all sorts of stuff, lithium batteries,
full of fuel,
all that stuff. Yes, and the fuel there. My mother lives about a mile away from the airport, and there was oil and stuff all over her car in the morning. It was
wow.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, and back to work the next day, everybody was just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what you're breathing in.
Wow.
We have these COVID-19 masks kind of left over if you want them.
Sheesh.
But
what a horrible thing. Horrible thing. Well, I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad everyone, your mom's okay. It was just such a horrible, horrible image. Huge explosion.
Yeah, the videos are insane.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want to talk about Waverly Hills?
Yeah, on a lighter note, I've been wanting to call in and tell you guys some of these stories. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I love when I was younger going in there and, just the mysteriousness of it all. And I've probably spent the night in there and been there probably 10, 15 times.
Oh, wow.
It's always fun to do, but
one story. Real quick, before you get into the story, I just want to tell everyone who doesn't know, this is a sanatorium in Kentucky. And
yes,
it's just a wild looking place.
Yeah,
okay.
So it was a tuberculosis hospital back in the day, and it went through renovation. It became like a nursing home sort of deal. But everybody knows it as just the TB hospital in Kentucky. There's thousands of people who passed away there from it. Reportedly one of the most haunted places. It's been reported on like Ghost Hunters and all those other sort of outlets. But anyway, one of my they're mostly funny stories. I'm a skeptic. I haven't seen anything that jumps to me that's like, wow, that was a ghost or a spirit. So most of these are going to be kind of funny, but we're standing in one of the hallways, and if you're not familiar, looking down the hallway, you got one side that's kind of open. It's the solarium. It's where they would wheel the patients out to get fresh air. They thought that would help tuberculosis and healing people. And then the other side of the hallway is kind of just closed rooms. Reportedly, people that weren't doing so well, they kind of just were like, stick them back there. They're about to expire. And anyway, we're looking down this hallway, and there's a full moon out, but it's me and my two buddies, and we're all looking down the hallway, long hallway, and we see this shadow just kind of, it's obscuring the light in between the rooms. And we're all just looking at it, trying to orient ourselves. You seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. And all of a sudden, my buddy, he screams and jumps up on me like a Scooby-Doo scene and just screaming at me. He swears something jumped up right beside him, that this shadow, it grew out of one of the rooms and started walking at him. All I know is he jumped up on top of me like a Scooby-Doo scene, and we just ran out of that hallway and met up with some other people. But it was I didn't see anything. And again, you know, full moon, clouds maybe getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was what the shadow was, playing tricks on us.
Right.
I don't know.
He's on edge already, being there.
Yeah, exactly. You're psychologically hyped up to see something, I think, sometimes, and
It was just
maybe that's what it was.
It was just a kitten.
Hey, I mean, I swear people got some stories there that, you know, they're like, you got to be there to see it and to believe it. But one more quick story, and then I'll let you guys go get to some other callers.
Sure.
So up on the 5th floor, that's kind of the open area, and that's where the children would stay. So patients who had children who maybe had tuberculosis, or maybe they just had nowhere else to stay. That was kind of like the area they would be at. And so it was kind of open. That's also the notorious place where supposedly a nurse had hung herself. So we're up there. It's me and my mom, her friend, and a couple other people. And we're just taking pictures. We've got various gear, asking questions, trying to get recordings and stuff. And I hear my mom and her friend, they're just like, we got something. Look at this picture. And we come over and we look at this picture, and it's this fog, and it's mysterious. And then I look over at her friend. I'm like, you dummies, you all are smoking cigarettes up here. That's just your cigarette smoke going in front of the picture.
Spooky.
But
that's great.
I've never seen anything there definitive.
What about the gargoyles? Did you look at those things?
Oh yeah, I mean, they're creepy.
Those are really freaky. I mean, really weird. Why would you put them there? They're like straight up demons.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
It's like supposed to be a place of healing back in the day. It was like, hey, we're going to help you get better. Look upon these gargoyles as you come in here.
These perched gargoyles with like fanged mouths, and they're like men with, I don't know what that is, like a cougar face and bat wings. Well,
I'm not sure if those are, you know, authentic to it, because nowadays what they do is they've got it's during the Halloween season, they make it into a haunted house, and the rest of the year it's kind of they'll open it up to where you can spend the night and do like these overnight tours, or just do like daytime historical tours. So I'm not sure if those are authentic to it, but yeah, they're pretty.
That would be hilarious if they're like, okay, make sure the kids on the 5th level can see the gargoyle. It is wild, but yeah, it's become like a tourist thing. That's wild.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I appreciate the stories. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. You guys have a good one.
You too. Stay safe down there, man.
Will do.
Crazy. Who do we have next?
We got a few people lined up. Do we have anything we wanted to topple here before we get into this last half hour of calls?
Maybe let's see. Let's see here.
Check chats out real quick.
You check the chats. I'm going to check the articles. Did I send you? I sent the breakaway civilization, the UAP thing.
Let me see.
Let's pull that up quickly before we get into some more callers.
Aliens could
Dr.
be living on
Michael
Earth disguised as humans. That looks about right. This is a 3.5 minute video by UAP Reporting Center.
Yeah, let's check this out.
All right, let's see what we got.
Aliens could actually be living among us disguised as humans.
Did you hear his voice break 3 times with laughter while he was saying that?
So glad you did that.
Hey, aliens!
They always do that.
God.
Montana Technical University professor Dr. Michael P. Masters was part of that study, and he joins us right now. Michael, good morning.
Michael Peen Master?
Yep.
Morning to you.
Chili Peen Master.
Morning. Thanks for having me on.
It's good to have you. Professor, wasn't that the ending of, I think it was Men in Black, the movie, where at the end they had the screen full of people who were, or rather aliens, living amongst us?
It's been a while since I've seen that one, but it's certainly a possibility.
What the hell is he talking
the
about?
subject does make its way into a lot of pop culture, so it's certainly possible.
So, Doctor, I mean, what is the chances of this? I mean, it seems like every year we have some type of story that it could be true.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we're very cautious and conservative in writing this paper, and mostly what we're trying to do here is look at the oddities and the weirdness of the UFO phenomenon, which we can acknowledge is real.
Now, really quick, do these guys look like they're building a UFO or dissecting one?
What are they showing us?
Like, it's just two guys working on what looks to be a spacecraft, but if you can see, and I'm going to blow this up for a second, there is a blue star on the left-hand side suggesting that this is American.
Is this a float for a parade?
It also looks like they are printing the word Army on the right side, and he is pulling the decal on it. So is this video suggesting that the United States Air Force is actively building American UFOs for the Army?
I think so.
That's my biggest take. Let us know what you guys think. We'll pick it up from here.
Confirmed.
And as much as this might be difficult to swallow for some of my academic colleagues and for a large percentage of the population, it's important to start moving the conversation past are UFOs real and past the cockpit videos and the testimonies in front of Congress and the whistleblowers and a Schumer amendment and so many things that indicate that this should be taken seriously, and move the needle a little farther into the realm of, well, what are they? Who are they? What could they be doing? Why are they here? And that's a big part of why we wrote this paper.
And I know in the paper you talk a little bit about, why do we always see these things around lakes and things like that, or volcanoes? And so the suggestion is, and it's just conjecture, but maybe they came here a long time ago and they've been hiding out there for a while?
Yeah, that's a great question. And sort of the reason I was involved in this study is I've written 3 books over the last 5 years looking at whether they could potentially be future humans coming back through time. And one aspect of this crypto-terrestrial model that we just...
I was going to say, let me roll this back because I want your guys' take on how these guys are trying to take this seriously.
I love it.
The old man is obviously writhing in his seat. And the gentleman to his left has the sternest face and pose I have ever seen on a person. And it really makes me think that they're just like, oh, we got to do this stupid ass segment tonight. And they're not entertained at all.
Terrestrial model that we discussed is exactly that they could potentially be extraterrestrial coming from a different planet. And they just set up shop here as it's easier than traveling across the cosmos. Same thing with this extraterrestrial model, that if they were coming from our future, rather than jumping back and forth through time, if they set up shop underground, under the seas, as you're alluding to, possibly on the far side of the moon, it would save a lot of time and energy, and they could conduct whatever it is these activities are that are so important to them here with us at this time, in this place, and without all of the need for constant travel.
I guess, Doctor, the big question would be, is there like a baseline where, when it comes to vitals, where you say this person has to be a human? And if something is different, it's like, this is a little weird. Like, how would you test?
Sounds like an alien.
That's a great point. And you're
ask.
right. One of the things that we looked at is, could they be walking amongst us? And I know that, again, conjures up these outlandish notions of some people being aliens, and you're eating breakfast and there's an alien across the cafe. But what we're saying, I know.
That guy is not fucking real.
And we definitely are the first to acknowledge that a lot of this can seem a little crazy. But again, if you think about them, in the context of future humans, and that's just one potential possibility here, we would share a lot of physiological characteristics with them, have the opportunity to interbreed. We could hybridize across time.
I just want to ask you and everyone in the chat, like, who is a candidate in our world right now that you think could be an alien?
I already know what your answer is.
Does he have dancing robots?
Yeah.
He's definitely one. I mean, he's talking about ancient breakaway civilizations. That's what I think Elon's a part of. TMFINR. I'm glad you brought that up. She was supposed to be on the show for the anniversary of the day she screamed that on an airplane. And then she didn't show up. Tiffany. I think she's a clone, though, so it's okay. Peter Thiel, Cosmic Wanderer, says, yeah. Greta Thunberg. I love that you guys put that. Mama put Greta Thunberg right below Peter Thiel. And for those who don't know, Peter Thiel has recently said that he thinks Greta Thunberg could be the Antichrist. That's what he said. I think, yeah, Elon. I think Adam Schiff. Who else? Who else?
Final answer locked in. He's got ice water in his veins.
Maybe Shaq. Someone said Don. Elvish said Don Jr. Oh, Elvish also said Zuck. That's good. Yeah. Is he an alien though, or is he like a really?
He looks more like a skin job every day.
He really does look weird.
Got to give it to him.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot out there. I think there is something going on. I think in ancient breakaway civilizations that have come back and are living amongst us, and they probably do have tunnels. Not all tunnels are Jewish, guys. You know, some of them do belong to the ancient breakaway civilizations. But let's get to the next caller.
All right. Let's get back on the phones. Let's bring on Dylan Halpin.
Who's JFRITH01 says Zuck is Galian.
Dylan, you're on the show.
Accept it.
Yo.
What up?
Welcome.
How are you guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
What's on your mind tonight?
Well, so you know, I had a couple of stories lined up. But you guys were talking about aliens and stuff, and it's funny, I have an alien story.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to get into that.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you can do that, or if you have something else, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, I'll kind of let you guys. I don't know. All right. Jeez. You know what? I'll go with what I was going to call in with.
Cool.
But so, all right. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I had called in a couple months ago. I had a story about kind of like a haunting. I had seen kind of like this version of I've been lucid dreaming, and I had been seeing this version of of like a girl who looked kind of like she was from like The Ring or something.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Not terrifying at all.
So I actually had some follow up. It's been a couple months. And by the way, I do want to say I do also agree that Elon Musk, if anyone was to be from a breakaway civilization, it would definitely be the fucking guy sending rockets to Mars.
Right. And he's like, oh, if there's aliens, I would certainly be the one to know about aliens.
I've got to get back home.
Yeah, trust me, there's no aliens. It's like, okay, that's definitely something an alien would say.
Right.
Shane's convinced, I'll tell you that.
Dude, I'll bet money on it.
And yeah, bro, he's definitely just trying to get back home. Like, and you know what? Like, fair enough. Like, let's get our boy back, you know?
I would love to help him. I want him to be mayor of Mars.
Why couldn't he just pull an ET and phone them? You know?
Seriously.
Just phone home.
Seriously.
Fine.
Please.
Right. Like, if we could get some, like, Star Trek level, like, fucking, you know, like, get us some replicators, you know, and start bringing us some shit and get a healthcare thing situated and all that stuff.
He's just got to build rockets that don't explode.
Hey, baby steps, man.
Yep. He'll get there. We're giving him lots of money. Look, we're paying him lots of money as taxpayers to build all this stuff. So hopefully it works out and he can bon voyage.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? Forget my ring girl story. I'm gonna pivot to aliens, man. We're talking about aliens.
Go for it.
Fuck this. All right, man. Let's check this out. So, I was living in a neighborhood when I was a kid. It's funny actually. I last time I called in, I had an alien story with you guys too. I talked about aliens at Red Rocks in Colorado.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
At the show.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm from Colorado. So I was where one of the neighborhoods I grew up in when I was a kid, right? There was a sighting of a UFO in my area. when I was growing up. And it was like it was not like a huge deal. It was kind of like on the local news. People really didn't think much about it. And this was so I think I was in fifth grade. It wasn't like a huge thing, right? So I remember seeing this thing on the news. There were like, people had talked about it. There was a little newscast about it. It was like it wasn't really like big. Like there were like 4 blinking lights in the sky and nothing crazy, right? But I remember I was sitting in my room one night and I was doing my homework and just chilling out. And I remember I was looking out into the neighborhood from my room, and you could see like the neighborhood houses, you could see the street, whatever. And as I'm looking out, I saw some like blinking lights in the distance. And as like I was like watching it, I was like, huh, that looks a little weird. I was like, that looks like a plane or something. I didn't really pay much attention, but I remember I had heard, that newscast recently. And this was like, again, I was in fifth grade. I want to say I was probably like 10, maybe 9. So I don't know if you can find any valid sources for it, unfortunately. But
Right.
so I remember I'd heard the newscast and I see these lights and I'm like, that's a little weird. I didn't pay much attention to it. Kept doing like my homework, whatever I was doing. And they start getting closer, right? And then all of a sudden, they pass over the house that's directly across the street from us. And I don't know if you guys have seen like the Phoenix lights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the craft that passed over my house looked very similar, and it was a smaller version, mind you.
It's
But
like
it
a
looked
triangle.
very-
It's like a V shape, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that was the first moment where I was like, okay, that's definitely weird.
And it had lights just like that too, like up and down the V. Were they a certain
Yeah.
color? If you
Yes,
remember?
they were. I remember specifically they were blinking red and yellow.
Blinking. Okay.
Yeah.
All of them blinking red and yellow, or like kind of going back and forth?
It was like the front light was red, and then all the lights extending outwards were yellow.
And you're looking at this through your window.
Yes.
Okay. And is there any sound or anything?
It was like dead quiet.
And it was hovering or moving slowly?
No, moving slowly.
Just over the houses, I guess.
Yeah, it
How
was just
fa-
like
how-
passing over the neighborhood.
Like how high up do you think it was?
So that was the other thing too. It was probably maybe a couple 100 feet in the air.
Okay. And then it disappeared and that was it?
No, man. So it passed over the house and just kind of went on its way. And I was like, and in the back of my mind, I have this newscast that had happened where,
Right.
there had been a sighting of a UFO in the neighborhood recently. And I was like, one of those things, I'm a kid and I'm like thinking, oh, maybe that was an alien or something, but I kind of like, there was that rational part of my brain that was like, nah, there was nothing. Don't worry about it. You're making things up. Like, it's like, okay, all right, well, I'll just go back to doing my homework, right? Like, I don't know.
Just too much to consider right now in 5th grade. I got homework. I
I
can't
mean,
deal with these aliens.
I do like the biggest thing on my mind was like fractions at that time. So,
Oh yeah. I had to do like a lot of after school programs to really nail down the fractions. It didn't work. I'm still retarded.
I mean, yeah, man, like fractions or like, I'm trying to think of what else we learned in elementary school. Probably nothing, right?
Yep. So you're dealing with that, and then you see more of this?
So I want to say maybe like 20, 30 minutes later, same thing. The same fucking thing happened.
In the same direction. Not like it's going back in the opposite direction.
No. From the same direction. from the same direction.
You think you were seeing the same thing, or was another one?
No, it was identical.
And did you talk to anyone about this afterwards?
I didn't say a word.
How come? Were you like, it was too weird, or?
Yeah, man. Well, and this isn't the end of it either. That's the funny thing.
Oh, cool.
So I grew up in a split household. My parents split when I was very, very young. And where I was at the time was with my dad and my stepmom. And my family are good people. I love them a lot. But they aren't like the most open-minded people. Right? My mom, she's like semi-clairvoyant, I think. She's very open to spiritual topics and things like that. But for some reason, when it comes to aliens, everyone in my family is just they're very skeptical. So this is one of those experiences that I had where I just kind of like I kind of kept it to myself.
Right.
Yeah, it was one of those things. Yeah.
So you said there was more with did you see it again another night or something?
No, so on that same night, man, I saw another craft. After I saw 3 of these craft, one after the other, and they were in like periodic intervals, like one after the other. So, like I said, it was probably about 15 minutes between each of the craft.
When you say another, you mean another identical thing or something different?
No, they were all identical.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
They were watching you.
I don't think they were watching me. I mean, maybe.
Not, and I'm not saying just you. I mean, like the neighborhood, perhaps.
Well, so my thing is like, again, and I don't know, but like there was a news broadcast, and it was on the local news in Denver, or I was in Centennial, which is a suburb in Colorado, which is like the Denver Tech area, Denver Tech Center. That's sort of I'm trying to think of location wise from Denver. It's like southeast, kind of pretty south of Denver, about 25 minutes.
I just looked up Centennial. You said Centennial, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of articles about it being a UFO hotspot. Is there a military base nearby or Air Force base?
That is a good question.
There's a lot of stories about people seeing UFOs in that area. I'm not looking up yet military stuff. I'm just going through all these different articles. But yeah, I haven't seen any that even date back to when it would have been for you. These are like very recent articles this year. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, typically people see a lot. When they're seeing this many and things that people call UFOs, I'm always curious how close is a military base and how are they experimenting or doing joyrides, in the local neighborhoods.
Well, so there isn't an air base or like any. There was, so Littleton is pretty close by to Centennial. And in Littleton, if I remember correctly, there is what used to be like an old Army base.
What about Buckley Air Force Base?
Buckley, I think Buckley's a little bit. No, Buckley's in Aurora.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's a Space Force base, but very interesting. And it also has radomes there, which is what they use for Project Echelon to listen in on everyone's phones. But was there anything else with that story? Did you see it again, or ever talk to anybody else, or hear from anyone else who said they saw something similar?
So I mean, again, I kept that. I kind of like I think you guys are actually some of the first people I've ever told this story.
Sweet.
Too.
Well, thank you. Maybe it will prompt anyone else out there from Colorado. If you saw something, what year do you think this was?
So I was probably 10. So probably 2002.
Okay. Anyone else out there from Colorado in 2002? Did you see something similar? A V-shaped UFO. What'd you say? Red and yellow lights?
Yeah, yeah. So like I said, the very front of the craft had like a red light, and then they had yellow lights going on the back, like in a V shape.
Interesting. I always default to it's something we built. I mean, what do you think?
Man, it's funny. So like I'm a big X-Files fan. And it's funny because there's an episode where like Mulder goes to I think Seth Green is in the episode, and it's a really good episode, but they go to like this Air Force base and they see these craft being flown around, and it turns out they're like advanced military craft that are sort of reverse engineered. So it's one of those things, man, where it's like I want to believe, and this is something I was going to say too, man. If anyone is curious, just with all the stuff that is happening about like UFOs, if anyone's curious about what maybe is going on, I would encourage people to go check out the Y Files.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys. I don't want to plug another channel.
No, they're great. We love talking about them. That's a great channel.
So their episode specifically on the tall whites, where AJ talked about there was like a program with Lockheed where they had these Tic Tac UFOs that Lockheed has that the tall whites used to get back and forth between, I think, like their planet or their base, and that's how they were like able to transfer between us, like our base and their base.
Okay.
There's something going on there that I think might have a lot of validity to what is going on with the modern UAP phenomenon.
I mean, it kind of goes back to what that last clip we played was talking about, maybe.
That's exactly what I was thinking, man. And I know it kind of derailed us there a little bit, but also with the fact that people are saying that aliens are living underground, there was another episode where they talked about remote viewing, and there have been accounts with Mount motherfucking Hayes, man, but there's been accounts of people who have remote viewed into like these secret military installations that are underground, where they have talked about U.S. military personnel working with aliens in underground facilities.
Yep. Yeah. What was that guy's name who said he lost his hand in one of those places?
Phil something? He was I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now.
But yeah, there's also people who talked about remote viewing. I mean, we have the Mars one. The guy said he remote viewed Mars like from 1 billion years ago or something. And they've also admitted to trying to remote view UFOs, the Ark of the Covenant, all that stuff. Phil Schneider is the name of that guy, I think, who said he lost a hand in one of those tunnels. Yeah, I mean, then it goes to the Eisenhower thing. They said he made a treaty with the Greys, and yeah, I see you guys in the chat too. Thank you, Matt, for saying Phil Schneider.
Restore the Snyderverse.
Anything's possible. I am pretty sold on the idea of ancient breakaway civilizations, and that they might be the things we think are as aliens, and that they come and go as they please, and they're underground, they're underwater, they're living amongst us. I mean, it seems pretty likely to me. Because I see people who are alive today who would be doing just that, and who are preparing to do just those things with their doomsday bunkers, trying to escape Earth. I mean, literally, Elon is like, we got to go colonize Mars because we can't rely on Earth. I mean, we're watching the early stages of today's breakaway civilization emerge.
It's really funny, actually. I don't know if you guys have watched The Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah, love that show.
There's a really good episode. I think it's called Third Planet from the Sun.
I don't know if I saw that one. Remember Third Rock from the Sun?
Oh, that's also a great show.
Great show. I'm looking it up though. But what about it?
So in that episode, there's basically a civilization that's very Earth-like, where they're on the brink of nuclear annihilation. And the whole episode revolves around this family that's trying to escape this world because it's doomed, right? They're about to they're about to like annihilate, like everybody's about to die. And they end up escaping. And the whole time that the twist is, right, the whole time you're thinking that this is basically Earth. And as it turns out, it's like an alternative planet, where everyone speaks English and it's humans, right? But they're fleeing to the Milky Way galaxy because they found a planet, which is the third planet from the sun, which is able to be inhabited like their own planet.
Incredible. Those old Twilight Zone shows are so good. I didn't watch the new one.
Outer Limits too.
I forgot about Outer Limits. Yeah, that was great. Well, do you have anything else you want to add, man?
Not really, man. Go Broncos,
All right.
That's pretty...
Awesome.
The Denver Broncos.
Hey man, look. No hate.
No,
hate.
you guys aren't doing too bad this year, actually. I've seen some pretty good stuff out of that team this year, so I can't even hate right now. But
honestly,
go Bears.
We've been... Oh, okay. All right. I see.
All right.
I see.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, you know where to call us if you see anything else.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks,
Have a
Dylan.
great night.
You too.
All righty. What do we got going on in the chat? How you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Hey, look, there's some people saying go Broncos in there. There you go. The Bears. I haven't followed any sports in so long. I tried getting back into basketball when Kobe died. Like, that was my favorite sport. Other than I like football too, but I loved playing basketball. Kobe died. I was like, I'm going to get basketball shoes.
One of the hardest things for me has been not really having access to Chicago sports.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of those things where I have to follow things like as they're happening online or like see what happened afterwards. Fantasy football is the only thing really keeping me in it this year.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible with the show happening Monday and Thursdays. No football. If I'm lucky, I get it Sunday. But it's like I used to love going to Bulls games. I used to love going to Blackhawks games, going to Bears games during the seasons. It was just one of the things I don't have here now. And now it's like we're torn between all of these cities.
Yeah.
And it's like getting to DC for a game or going back to like Pittsburgh or something. I'm just like, like.
Did you see Bulls games as a kid, like 90s?
I was not. We were poor.
Yeah.
What's
that like? No, I'm just
going
kidding.
to a game
I know
was
how it is.
almost impossible, but we did watch like all the games from home.
Yeah.
I tried to go to one of the rallies, especially the '98 rally. I tried to go to that because I knew that they were going to dismember the team, and my mom was like, "No, you're going to school," and I'm like, "Fuck," But
history, Mom.
I did when I got older and the Hawks started winning. I did manage to get to a couple of the Hawks rallies, so that was huge for me. And just to see two massive dynasties like that under the same roof in one lifetime, it was pretty amazing. So I had that. But man, I want to get back and go to some games. I'm dying. I used to love to go to Sox games, Cubs games, like the whole damn thing. You guys see all the hats I wear. There's a reason because I love a lot of Chicago sports teams. I just loved going to the games and they're amazing.
I grew up, growing up next to West Point, there was a lot of college football. I grew up a fan of Notre Dame. Just like you're Irish, my Irish father, you have to be a fan of the Fighting Irish. But they would play Army every now and then, and that was like amazing. Always fun. Army usually got their butts kicked. But man, I was never like a fan of baseball, but my cousin is a general manager of the Yankees. It's like Cashman lore, right? Brian Cashman. He's my dad's youngest of 9. So all my cousins are way older than me. So Brian's been the general manager of the Yankees since I was in 6th grade.
He still is?
As far as I know.
Oh man, we gotta go to Yankees games.
I would love to.
They're playing the Sox or something. Let's go.
I'll look it up. We can go. So I don't like. It's funny because
I'll drive us to New York. I don't give a shit.
It's funny because I don't like baseball, but like I like hanging out with him. He's hilarious.
Have you actually been to a major league game?
Oh yeah, Yankees.
The environment is completely different.
Oh yeah,
like a good ball game.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It's a whole different vibe than like sitting and watching at home. I could see how it's like a sleeper thing at home, unless you're really into it.
I'll never watch at home.
But man, live games are they're where it's at.
I love it. Being live at a game, amazing. But I was always like a football or basketball fan. My dad always be like, you couldn't do like football or something. But yeah, that is it's crazy. He's been in that job forever, and I think the media always hates him because he's like in charge of a pretty crazy team.
Oh yeah, I forgot NYC is cooked. Maybe we
can still go.
I don't know how that
it's in the
how
Bronx,
that plays
so,
out.
It's fine. We can go in and out real quick. I know the roads pretty well, but
it might be worth it.
Yeah, man. It is crazy though. He hates the media so much. I mean, he's had a pretty crazy life, and he goes back and forth. But it's always funny. He likes to go watch the game in the crowd, so he always wears like a crazy Halloween mask. Even like not Halloween, in the summer and the winter or whatever the season is. He's out there in some crazy mask.
The Green Bay Packers loving Poon Goon says Bulls are 6-1 right now, number 1 in the East. That is damn right, my man.
Sick. That's awesome.
All right,
Let's
it's
do it.
11:59. We want
crazy.
to thank all of our callers tonight. We want to thank everybody that's been hanging out, watching us on Rumble and YouTube. We appreciate it. Thank you to both of our sponsors. We're super excited to have you guys supporting us. It means a lot to us. And we are going to be back next week. Now, I won't be here Monday. I am making the pilgrimage back to Chicago tomorrow against all odds with the FAA and the impending restrictions, which just happened to start tomorrow. So if I get stranded there, I will be a political refugee and will be likely riding a Greyhound bus back. But Alex is going to cover my butt on Monday. The fabulous Alex Ayala will be here. So make sure you show her some love. I will do my best to get into a chat if I can find internet connection to hang out with you guys. Thank you so much for everybody this week, all of our callers, everything. We greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to stay weird of the weekend. I will see you next week. Shane, get us out of here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks again to the sponsors. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys for calling in, for commenting, for liking, sharing, and subscribing. You guys are the best. We appreciate it. Hope you have a safe weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Till then.